Hello, hello. Hi, guys. This is Rhonda without an H. I thought I would share with you a little bit of my process on how I make some of my textile mini quilts. And I should have started this earlier, but I forgot. So I apologize for that. Let me just share with you what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I started with a muslin. This is a feed sack, an old feed sack that I found a few years ago. I found several of them and I have used them. I love them. The printing, everything, the feel, yum, yum, yum. Anyway, so this is about a 10-inch square. In my Facebook group, we are doing a Valentine themed quilt swap. And so this is what I'm working on for my partner. And the size was to be approximately, the 10-inch square. So I started with a muslin base. And then I started adding layers. Okay, this is a little awkward. Okay, first of all, I have some this is warm and white. I have a bunch of scraps, and I didn't want to waste those. Here's, you could see, I mean, you just, don't throw anything away, because you never know what kind of cool project you'll be able to use that for. So I stitched some of those together to the size of my square, and I laid it on there. And at the time, I had black thread and my bobbin was white. I'm kind of really getting into liking the both of them. The black and black is just a little too much black for me. I know a lot of people love it and I enjoy it too, but just to sew with, I kind of like the black and white. But I mix it up a little bit. So anyway, so I stitched this and I laid it out on my piece and just kind of, smoothed it down. And then the first thing that I layered was this page from a dictionary, kind of a flyleaf page. So it's a little heavier. You can kind of feel that. And the outline goes like this. And I stitched all the way around that. So that's the first thing that I did. And then, she said, and then I picked up this piece of vintage lace, and it has holes in it, as you can see, and the dictionary page is showing through. I ironed this and I stitched this on. It's a strip, it goes just like this. And I stitched all the way around. And if you turn it on the back where I've got the white, you can see here's the first one that I stitched, and then here's this piece of lace, vintage lace. So let's see, what did I do next? And then I picked up a piece of my fabric. I'm, like many of you know, I am a quilter turned mixed media artist, and so I still have some beautiful quilting fabrics that I like to use in my work. And so I ripped a piece. This is ripped and frayed, and then the threads pulled to give it, that fun frayed look. So I laid that down, and I used a glue stick. I like this extra strength Elmer's Craft Bond. there are lots of different glue sticks and glues that you can use, but you want to dry glue if you're doing anything like this. And the object of the glue is just to kind of tack it down, because really this is something that you're going to do more sewing than gluing. And then she said, so the next thing that I did was Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy didn't care. Fuzzy Wuzzy. I took a piece of this beautiful doily and cut out and put that right here. And I stitched a little bit of it by hand to kind of smoosh it together, the doily, because it kind of wanted to stretch out and I wanted it to be contained and just wanted it to cover here. So I did that. And then I put a piece of fabric. I like the black. I want to pick those colors up in it. I thought this would look cute, so I stitched around there. And by now, what I have done is I have replaced my black top thread for white, or a cream. It's actually a cream that I use, so I can have some contrast, and so that in some of my stitching the black doesn't distract from the effect that I want. Okay, so that, by doing that stitched this down. And obviously this isn't going to stay this way, but it's a work in progress. All right, so the next thing that I did was I have pieces from other projects, and I took a handkerchief, a white piece of a hanky. This is what's left of it. You know, the old linens, guys, aren't they just amazing? Love them. And I ripped a piece and I stitched. That goes all the way here. Okay? Turn it around and you'll see all the way. And then what I did to add some color is I took some brown paper that I had opened up a bag and ironed it out, and I was just working on brown paper bag journals, so I had some of this out, and I ripped a piece and I stitched it down here. Whoops, let's go that way. And then what I did was I found another piece of an old doily. And I have just tacked this down. This has not been stitched yet. If I were to pull, it would all come off. So I will be stitching this down. And I have this. So you're kind of caught up, except let me show you a couple of things that I am planning on incorporating. So I'm looking at this, another piece of soft fabric to bring out more color. I love the layering. And when I layer, I like to do it so that you can see the layers below. I enjoy that so that it gives more textural interest. I think that's one of my catchphrases that's like, oh no, she's not supposed to do the thing. And I probably shouldn't. Does this look familiar to anybody? On my paper fabric paper video, this is a piece of that I thought would be fun to incorporate perhaps some way in this. So I have that. I also, where are you? I have another piece of this. I don't know, that might be too much, but I might do a little piece left. We'll see. But I've got that. So this is a piece of music paper that I have folded and inked around the edges and stitched a piece of pink lace on that I will probably incorporate in some fashion or other. Where is the other piece? I wanted to show you. So this is just a piece of a leftover handkerchief. You can see it's been cut off here. I've used it and I just kind of folded it and stitched it. And I thought I might do something like this. Put it like this. And then this is a heart that I have layered. This is a book page that I have colored the edges with, wait for it, just a little bit distress crayon. And this is 2 layers here. I started with an old cutter quilt that I have, and it's the right color. It's a very soft pink now. It was hand quilted. So I cut out a heart, and then I used a piece of, I don't know if this is drop cloth or just some textural. It's kind of like an Osnaburg perhaps too. And I frayed a lot of it. And then I put a piece of lace on top here and stitched a button on. So I love all the layering. And I thought I might put this in this neighborhood. Something. Anyway, we'll see. That's where we are so far. I'll keep working and I will update you again. Okay, that's it for a minute anyway. All right, I have a few more things stitched down. I think I might be done with this section here. We'll see. We have started with a piece of old silk pink. This is very vintage. And we've layered part of a handkerchief with a little bit of embellishment here and some pretty trim left over, from another project. Just layer. And then over that, I took a piece of cheesecloth and you just scrunch that puppy up. And it, so it makes these amazing kind of textures and turns, and so it's fun to work with. Anyway, I did that on top of the handkerchief, and then I placed this heart on top of that. Now, a couple of the layers were stitched, but when I got to the heart, because I didn't want it to show, I wanted it to stay a little bit raised, I did not stitch that down. This is done with a glue. Let's turn it over to the back here, and you can see just a couple of little stitches here. Anyway, okay, what else? I'm still working on it, but, and I have stitched a pocket out of this fabric paper that I love. And you know what I think I'm going to do, you guys? since this is for my swap partner, I think I'm going to put an envelope in here. I'm going to put a little note with a fun little Valentine envelope. Little letter in there for her. I still have this. We'll see. I'm thinking about adding that here. I've got this. Anyway, this is where I'm at so far. I will be back when I finish up this time. I think I'm going to wait and get it all done, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit about it. Alrighty. Okay, guys, I think that I am finished with this, what I think is adorable little quilt, a mixed media quilt. As you can see, I have put simple little triangles so it can be hung. You can put a little rod here and hang it that way. Let's see, what have I not shown you? This little area here. Let's go over this just a little bit. I have added some more lace, some, what is that stuff? Cheesecloth, duh. Oh, sometimes my brains take a vacation no matter what time of day. They don't necessarily stay on schedule. Okay, so I've added a little bit of fabric. I wanted to touch base and bring out the black that I had used up here. The polka dots, very feminine. Valentine hugs. I made a little tag with just a regular string. I have this, oh guys, I gotta show you this. Just a sec. Look at this. Look at this. I picked this up at a garage sale somewhere, and it was, I mean, it was really dirty because it obviously hadn't, you know, been used forever. But after I unwound and unwound, I'm still left with, there's no way I can use this in my whole lifetime. But it's so fabulous, and it was so cheap, you know, $1 or less. What are you going to do? You got to buy it. You got to. Okay, okay, let's get back to the thing at hand here. Okay, so I've added a little bit more vintage crochet. This is crocheted lace. Well, let's see. For this particular, let's bring it forward so you can really kind of, bloop, bloop, bloop. All right. Okay. More vintage lace. Just little bits and pieces. It doesn't take a whole lot. This is a part of the same doily that I have right here. Just another little snippet. Okay. And then I have a vintage, just this gorgeous little soft pink button that I took off some old clothing. And then I have added, this was in my, I just have a little tray of just odds and ends, just metal, ceramic, wood, whatever, just little bits and bobs. And I found this and I loved it. So anyway, I put that there. I put the tag here. This is for my swap partner. Okay, now let's take it back out. Whoops, wrong way. That's not out. Okay. All right. What else? What else? Oh, okay. Up here, I added a twinchie. Twinchie. You've heard of inchies. Well, in 2016, I believe, in one of my groups, we did swaps of twinchies. And I went back through and found some that I had made, and this just, it fit perfectly. It was like, oh, you have to use it. So, of course, that's what I did. I think I'm pretty much done. I love it. It has been so fun. Oh, and I will show you this real quickly. As you can see, I have just, oops. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Carla! Because I'm not going to put this on here until after she receives it, obviously. So I just made a sweet little card that I will write a note to her. And that just fits very neatly in here. So that's it. I hope you like what I've done. I hope that you can add a little bit more. I hope that you can be inspired. You just never know, guys. Just don't be afraid to try things. We just do things that make you happy. Anyway, thank you. I know this is longer, but this is a little different project, and I just wanted to kind of take you on the journey with me. And I hope you enjoy. I had fun showing it to you, and I had a lot of fun making it. And I hope that Carla will love it when I send it to her. All right, guys. Thank you, and bye for now. Have a fabulous day. Bye now.